Hi, welcome back. Hononegah, Algebra 1. Section 7.2 is multiplying polynomials. So the first lesson, 7.1, was on adding and subtracting. And today we're going to talk about multiplying. And so there's different types of multiplying, and the most famous of which is FOIL. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. So multiplying polynomials. So using some terminology that we learned in section 7.1, I'm taking a binomial, which is a single term, times a trinomial, which is 3 here. And it doesn't matter. Anytime you're taking a binomial, this is called the distributive property. And we've talked about this before. So we're going to distribute the binomial. So again, we've done this before in simple terms like 3x plus 2. You would distribute just the 3. So we're going to do the same thing. It's just what we're distributing is a little bit more complex. So 2x times x squared would be 2x cubed. 2x times negative 8x would make negative 16x squared, and then 2x times positive 1 makes positive 2x. So again, that distributing can be in front or behind. So negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x squared, and negative 4 times 5, or negative 5, sorry, is positive 20x. Sorry about my handwriting there. This is, as I said, the most famous multiplying polynomials. It's called FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. And it's important when we get into factoring later in the chapter that you understand what the outer and the inner actually are. So the first one is taking the first times the first. Okay, so the first term in one parenthesis times the first term in the second parenthesis. The outer is literally the outside 2. And then the inner is the inside 2. And then the last in each of the parentheses. And so what ends up happening is you end up getting x squared, 2x, 1x, and 2. And then when you add all of the like terms together, you end up getting x squared plus 3x plus 2. So notice these two were alike, so I added them together. So when you FOIL and then find the sum of each individual term. Now, I'm not going to do my FOIL quite the way they did theirs as far as the arrows are concerned, but it's still the same thing. And I'm going to show you two different arrow patterns here. So first, y times y is y squared. Outer, so 5 times y, or y times 5. Inner, 8y, and last, positive 40. And so again, adding just the like ones together. And so the middle two there were alike, and then that's the answer. And the reason I like to do my FOIL pattern in this direction is because I like to make these into smiley faces. Next one, and again, I'm going to do the same first, outer, inner, last, but I'm going to draw my arrows in a different little way. So 3x times x. Some people like to refer to first and outer as being just like a distributive situation. So I'm taking 3x times x and 3x times 2. So basically the first one times both. And then the second one times both. So again, that is still doing the first, the outer, the inner, and the last. Just your arrows look a little bit different. And you can't make the smiley face, which, you know, it's a little disappointing. Add like terms, and that's it. So the next one, again, it doesn't matter how you draw your arrows. You're going to take the first, the outer, the inner, and the last. And then add anything that is alike, and that's your answer. So some of you are probably looking at this going, oh, look, it's the smiley face again. Hit pause on the next one and try to do this one by yourself. All right, welcome back. Here we go. 12x squared minus 18x minus 10x plus 15. Add the like terms together. And so if you got 12x squared minus 28x plus 15, you got it right. So that is FOILing. That is only when you're taking a binomial times a binomial. And I probably should have said that in the beginning, but anytime you're taking a binomial, which is 2 terms, times a binomial, which is 2 terms, that is referred to as FOIL. So next one. It's kind of a super FOIL. It's a double distribute. It's basically anytime you have a binomial times a trinomial. Okay, you're taking the d and you're going to multiply it to all three of those. So d cubed, d times d squared, negative 2d squared minus 6d. So that was taking d times each one. And the next one, negative 5d squared, positive 10d, I'm just running out of space, and then negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. And just like previously, I'm going to add any like terms together. Now remember, when you're adding like terms, you don't actually change the letter, you're merely adding the coefficients or adding the number in front. Now there is a pretty cool art picture that comes out of this, but I'll save that one for anybody who's actually in class. Next one, so I'm going to take y times each one. And I'm going to change colors here. So 4y cubed minus 3y squared minus 2y. So that's taking y times each one. And then I'm going to take 12 times each one. So again, all three terms are going to get multiplied by 12. And then add anything that's alike. So 4y cubed plus 45y squared, that's those two. Negative 38y, that's those two, and minus 24. And so that is your answer. Star on the next one, so make sure you hit pause and try to do this one by yourself. All right, here we go. Welcome back. X times each one of those. So 7x cubed plus 2x squared plus 8x. So all I did was take the first term times all three of the trinomial. Then I'm going to take the second one times all three. So 21x squared, 6x plus 24. And then add anything that is alike. The only way for it to be alike, or this was back to section 7.1, is for it to have the exact same letter and the exact same power. Do not add anything together that's not alike. This is just upgrading. It's actually putting 7.1 and 7.2 together. So I'm going to distribute. And then again, I'm looking for like stuff. So 3x squared and 8x squared make 11x squared. So those two are alike. And x minus 6x makes negative 5x. So not only are they asking me to distribute, but then they're also asking me to add like terms. So on this side, I'm going to FOIL these two together. So sorry, I should have showed my work there a little bit. X times x makes x squared. X times 5, 2 times x, and 2 times 5. And this one, you're going to distribute not only the x, but the negative sign as well. And so the popular mistake is the plus x, because negative x times negative 1 is a positive x. All right, like terms now. Negative 3x squared, so those are the two x squareds. Positive 8x, so it's 1x, 2x, and 5x, plus 10. And you don't have to cross them off. I just do it so that I don't forget anything. And there it is. Word problem now. They want to find the area. Area is base times height or length times width. So this side is x plus 4 and this side is x plus 2. So if I ask you to come up with the area, I'm asking you to take base times height. And so first, outer, inner, last. I'm going to FOIL. Anytime it's a binomial times a binomial, you are going to do a FOIL technique. The first term, the outer term, the inner term, and the last term. You're going to multiply. And then add like terms. Last one, we're going to find you are designing a rectangular flower bed and you decide to put brick pavers. The width of the border around the bed will be the same on every side. So this is also x, and this side is also x because it's the same brick paver. Write a polynomial that represents the total area of the flower bed. So the top is 2x's plus 6, and the side is 2x's plus 5. So if I FOILed that, that would be the area of the flower bed. So 2x times 2x, 2x times 5, 6 times 2x, and 6 times 5. So if they ask me for the polynomial of the flour bread, that's what it would be. Now, find the total area of the flour bed if the border that we're using, the x, is 1.5. So what they want me to do is take the area and put 1.5 in for all the x's. So I'm going to pull out a calculator now, and I'm going to type in, and so I'll just say it out loud as to what I'm typing in. So 4 times 1.5 squared plus 22 times 1.5 plus 30. And so the total area of this particular flower bed, if I decide to use a 1.5 foot border, is 72 square feet. Your homework assignment is all the way back on the front page, page 369, 3 through 10 all, 21 to 32 all, 35, 37, 39, and 41. Please make sure that you talk to your teacher, check your Google Classroom if there's any changes. And if you have any questions or concerns, please talk to your teacher. And good luck.